We are live to recover the predictions of the Royal Rumble, and so and SmackDown gonna be coming on in 2 hours, so I either much have to be ready for that. And you see, even much me get on here saying my prediction of Royal Rumble, you only got six matches on this card prediction, and to me, that it is. You see, with Vince McMahon though, either much had bought and he signed a new deal with WWE with Disney, and then you know what I wish, because he's the major owner, because Vince McMahon only cares about money in the WWE. The only thing with him and Drew's picture, and I wish somebody that's go by Disney Channel, I mean, from Vince McMahon, either much unseat him from his position and get him out of power, and then Vince McMahon is the corporate owner, whatever he is, because WWE, they don't either much have no intention of pushing WWE stars in the company. No potential, because they wasn't gonna never push Tony Storm. They never was gonna push either much push Sashi Blackheart. They wasn't either much gonna never push Tegan Knox in the company. Nah, and she was and Vince McMahon either much have been giving up on Finn Ballard, and then he doesn't either much want to either much use him. Look, Finn Balor though is a one hell of a wrestler. Finn Balor can either much work his ass off in the ring. This man has been in the ring with Pete Dunne, Roderick Strong. He been in the ring with Pete Dunne, Roderick Strong, and Caliola Riley. He has beat it. Been in the ring either much with Adam Cole. He has been in the ring with Tommaso Ciampa, because Finn Balor was a underdog down there when he was in NXT, and then he had turned around and won the NXT Universal Championship when Karrion Kross got hurt. He with a I would have torn arm, and then Finn Balor though, when he came back to the WWE main roster on Friday night SmackDown, when it had return. July the 18th, when they had came back, and then I'm sitting here looking like WWE had him in a ring with Sami Zayn. WWE had, he beat him, and WWE had him doing these storylines build up with Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules, and had Finn Balor as a demon character. And then WWE the much had Finn Balor in the ring with Austin Theory, and then either much and all that, and Vince McMahon don't either much want to push him. Look, Vince McMahon is a madman. He is a maniac, because look, Vince McMahon ain't either much gonna think about giving his seat up. He is not even thinking about giving his seat up in the company. He is gonna die in that chair. And knowing Nick Khan though, he probably will be the this bastard Nick Khan probably will be the first one that jump up and try to take over WWE company, and it still ain't gonna end up giving no better, because women's division need to be fixed, tag team division need to be fixed. And why do you even much have a WWE women's tag team championship in the women's division? They need to revocate those titles, and them titles really don't either much mean a damn thing. And the way how I either much see it, uh, in a way how I either much said that WWE is just really ain't trying to book stars like they are supposed to. So in I mean, they're really not trying to book stars. And then tomorrow night, who's gonna be 30 man in the Royal Rumble? It's not gonna be no Shane. I mean, Shane McMahon. He's a possibility. He's gonna show up. Kurt Angle is gonna be showing up. Um, and also, they need to put NXT guys in there. And then Braun Baker probably going to be in the Royal Rumble. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in there. And you can either much have Omos. He probably would eliminate everybody over the top rope. And then and after that, he probably will go on and win WrestleMania. Look, right now, I am scared to death if he do wins the Royal Rumble. And the only way how you do that, though, is to have Brock Lesnar end up getting screwed. I mean, taking Sami Zayn out backstage and end up getting into the Royal Rumble match and winning it, and then and winning the Royal Rumble, and go on to WrestleMania and face Roman Reigns for that WWE Universal Championship, and WWE they just going right back to this storyline again. And you remember that WWE they couldn't even much do a match at day one because Roman Reigns went on Twitter and say he had tested positive of COVID. So, and they end up putting Brock Lesnar in a figure four-way match with Bobby Ashley, with Kevin Owens, with Seth Rollins, and with Big E, and they added Brock Lesnar to the figure five-way match. He was the one beating Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was the one beating Big E and took the WWE Universal Championship off of him. And then either much coming up, like I had told you that last week on Monday Night Raw when we did that show. I either much said that if Bobby Ashley is going to regain that WWE Championship back, and he's going to have a lot of help with Paul Heyman turning on Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns interfering into the match, costing Brock Lesnar his WWE Championship, and help Bobby Ashley wins it. And then we don't know who's going to be the next challenger in line that takes the WWE Championship off of Bobby Ashley. So let me get into this. Those names you talking about coming from another company, Daniel Bryan is not gonna be in the Royal Rumble. Daniel Either much Adam Cole is not either much going to be in the Royal Rumble. CM Punk ain't going to be into the WWE Royal Rumble. The Young Bucks ain't going to be in the Royal Rumble. Kenny Omega show ain't here going to be into the Royal Rumble. Now none of them ain't going to be into the Royal Rumble. And why would AEW either much want to work with WWE and they don't either much and Vince McMahon, he is so petty. He is so jealous of that company. He is just why the women's division is just uh failing like it is. Just why the either much the tag team division is failing because you don't have enough tag teams in your division. And I mean, in the women's division, you don't even much have enough tag teams in the women's division. So WWE, they don't either much have no idea how to do long term booking in the WWE. And Moose, and let me tell you something, Moose is not either much going to be in the Royal Rumble either over there for TNA Impact. You add TNA Impact Wrestling, what make you think it's going to help make WWE better? What make you even much think that? It is not. Hmm. It's a big one. WWE Royal Rumble 2022 is here. It's the 35 years where WWE has ran a Royal Rumble event, and after last year's show with no fans there, it's going to be a big crowd on Saturday night in the Doom in St. Louis. So I think WWE has done a nice job of putting together a lineup for the biggest crowd in St. Louis. They're done studying the two Royal Rumble matches themselves as a draw for a lot of people, but themselves is a draw for a lot of people. But then you add in two major title matches, including the first event, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Ashley Dream match in the first Roman Reigns Seth Rollins match in several years is a pretty damn good. I think I am also happy that is a Saturday show since Saturday is a biggest day for the me in a my LA Rams in the UFC, NFL, and NF, title game. Is smart of WWE to move the Royal Rumble to Saturday to avoid a competition for the NFC champion. But Sunday plus, I think is good for non-North American fans that stay up a lot to watch this show, and then they can't rest on a Sunday instead instead of a Monday. Joining me from the previews. And so for the WWE second pay-per-view viewers of the year, the company present in the 22 edition of the Royal Rumble to the critic of it all involves both Rumble matches are the event highlights. However, the first time event match between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Ashley also has their predictions of beginning a true special battle between two men with a successful both in the ring and their outgoing also with the WWE champion on the line is all cause. Whether or not Roman Reigns will ultimately get the belt off the one man that he had his number during the time together in the WWE in Seth freaking Rollins. So this is my favorite wrestling show of the year. It's the one time that event that wise prediction and theories have a remote chance of actually coming true. We have fans come make all the prediction we want and still leave the show. Please surprise, but both this you there more than just two rumble matches. There are also at last two big dream matches, whether of more events. WrestleMania is WWE bringing granted to its fans are are those prediction products of last minute booking change. It doesn't matter because when in for a pretty good show this time around. Mm. So Edge and Beth Phoenix versus The Miz. The build up to this has been average. I feel like they are going to mix Edge value and put him in a fresh match. So putting him with the Miz here makes sense. They have already had their singles match in with Beth Phoenix, leaving NXT commentary right when this fans was heated up. The writing was on the wall that the world happened. I actually thought they would save it for WrestleMania, but putting it here is fine too. I think since Edge picked up the singles win, we could have Miz or Maurice winning and lead to a rematch at WrestleMania. That's where I think they might be heading. So look, the winners is the Miz and Maurice because I think this rivalry has done a lot to rejuvenate that Miz character since he turned Miz had been so straight for route almost 2 years before that. Maurice add a lot to the prediction. I figure Beth will eventually return once Maurice was injected into the stir between Edge and Maurice. In Miz, Edge got the win at day one, so I am tempered to get go with Miz and Maurice here, but that would mean the feud continues, and I don't see it going past the Royal Rumble. I am going with Edge and Beth Phoenix to win. Because the winner, Edge and Beth Phoenix, they are a great couple group. Um, Against is a couple. This is a match the fans likely don't think a very previous, but may have.
When you dry your hands with those things in there, don't put them in that commode.
Yeah.
Put it in the garbage can.
I ain't been messing with that. I just left it alone. That's for you to wipe the commodes now.
No, that's what you wash your hand with.
Yeah.
Those wash towels.
Yeah.
But put them in the garbage can, not the commode.
Okay. I mean the grip couple guess against the is a couple. This is a match. This is fans likely don't think a very yeah, I got distracted so much of previous, but I may have changed their made in recently or weeks. I thought both sides are trying to build up through a series of a promo from a share of entertainment standing point. It could be a complaining first uh other layers is adding with the spooks Spoofs, a former WWE champion, and Beth Phoenix and Maurice, then they is any attempt to add depth to the match. And I mean, yeah, because clear from a skill lobby, it's clear that in they even saw it. Belle Phoenix is a much more intimidate and dangerous competition than Maurice when she is under whole titles, such as Maurice knocking out both Bell with a brick in her a purse and intending to give the heels, the uppercut heel in the feud in evident their most rent exchanges of Edge and Beth, Rain and Maurice Rain birthday celebrate this leading to a champer return. Then Reign by Beth Phoenix. I am of the press this match leads up to believe is going much like when Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon exchanged where Stephanie attempting to a bar run at all costs during their mixed tag WrestleMania match. But I'm going with a Edge and Maurice because if WWE ain't gonna do nothing with Edge at WrestleMania, if they don't have nothing planned with him and AJ Styles at WrestleMania, though, I am going. I mean, and AJ Styles don't have nothing to do. He don't either much have no opponent to either much work with. So hopefully this match, you see, I'm going with Beth Phoenix. Hopefully this match signal the end of the feud, and we don't see a Robin match, Ruben match in the future. Edge has been great since returning and deserved better treatments. Not a discount, Miz and Maurice, but they not a big deal at all. They come across as enjoying a mid-card character instead of light thread. This story is based as a hush of Miz feuding with Cena from a few years ago. Competition with the same results in the end. Miz and Maurice lost to the biggest stars. And I really admit that this may be the first time in a 30 plus years as a pro wrestler fan, I think, actually entering in a mixed tag team match. Edge in the returning Beth Phoenix. I have fans to together. I am excited to watch them as a team all through these matches. Will be fans to watch. It is also one of the easiest to purchase as well. Edge and Beth will dominate most of the match, picking up an easy win to give the crowd feel good moment. But I'm going with Edge. But this was the event not stepping in a feud. I still can't get into the feud, the promo work in a good, but couldn't grab my internet as with a day. I still don't believe the Miz and Maurice have a chance here. This was just to give them a sometime to do until the Royal Rumble like they won. The result should be the same and both can move on to start their WrestleMania program. The Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. Becky Lynch is a serious star, not just on the women's side. Becky in the insurance company, she carried herself as a champion, should, and they have been protected her as so much as they have Roman Reigns and Doudrop has been fine since beginning. Call up to the main roster, although the name does not sync some work. This match should be fine, but I think there is a better chance of Vince wrestling guard against the Doudrop winning the title. I don't see it happen. I'd rather keep the WWE Championship on Becky Lynch and have her drop it, whether to run to Rousey or Becky Lynch. Because you remember when Becky Lynch returned at SummerSlam, that they took the title off of Bianca Belair after she got beat in 27 seconds, and she still have not either much recovered from that loss. And then you either much have whether look WWE they built her up strong against Carmella on Friday Night SmackDown twice, builded her up against Bayley at Backlash and WWE Hell in a Cell, and if she was healthy, they would have. I mean, Bianca would have beat it Bayley at the WWE TLC at the WWE Money in a Bank match and an I Quit match, and Bayley would have put it Bianca Belair over Clean as the strongest WWE women's championship. Because every time when you see uh Bailey, I mean, she is a good. She's worked better as a heel. She know how to cut a promo. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be better because if Bailey when she come back, the women's division probably would be better. And so I'll be surprised when she pop up at the Royal Rumble, but she don't need to win it. But if Ronda Rousey music hits, how about she come in at 15? Look, bro, she still is going to win it. So So I like Dewdrop, but I never thought she had much of a chance. She only in this match because they need both Leah Murray and Bianca Belair for the Royal Rumble. Becky wins and goes on to WrestleMania. For fans of Becky Lynch and the big time Beck character, all the power to where it's century strikes me like a female version of Seth Rollins' character because of its offer outlash and over the top naturally and is personally good for her personally for a sticking an opportunity. I mean, per spear it is dewdrop as scratch on a opportunity per spill is it is a dewdrop such as a full name that is guaranteed towards as someone that has seen her work outside of the WWE fans would see, such as a angle and athletic talent that has a uh, cup turn championship and battle the best women in the world. For Doudrop to have this opportunity, only one of the company major pay-per-view event does feel like a true know of the head to wet the think of her from her time in NXT UK as Piper Niven to her rebrand and allies as Doudrop with E. Marie. Doudrop has the potential of a really making a statement here. Now she wins the match and become the next women champion. Not liking what we can and at premises is that I genuine exchange between the face of the brand and someone capable of excellent in a match if she is granted times. Look, I'm going with Becky Lynch. She need to retain that title. Leaving WWE, she need to retain. So and as it's nice to see Lynch, darling, dealing with new challenge. There is no way Lynch is losing here. Lynch is still a major draw in a biggest star discipline, and so the eyebrows rising. Booking she enters since SummerSlam. Plus, she has much bigger problems to deal with as Cortez Ronda Rousey. Is rumored was is there's Ronda Rousey returning at the Royal Rumble, and even through we have our match order for the previous. I predict that the women's Royal Rumble will happen early on the show, and Lynch match will take place after World. Someone else will win the Royal Rumble match, more on the short end in my opportunity is be someone on SmackDown that free up Lynch title. Um, I mean Situation status to allow the following scrambles to happen. Lynch retaining in a 12 to 15 minutes match, but here Celebrate will be cut short by Rousey returning to the two women will share at each other in at the WrestleMania logo because they both concentrate Contratually considering obvious to do so, which will step up a big rematch for a fall years ago. And we didn't get the match with Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch because you remember that because you remember that we didn't get the one-on-one match with Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 35, and you know Vince McMahon walked his ass out and ended up throwing Charlotte and adding her as the third participant in the Raw Women's Championship match. Look, Becky Lynch beated her. Because all those matches on the card, this is the one I am the last excited for. This has nothing to do with either of the women where are in the match, who are both very talented, and we like and have a very good match. This problem is that Doudrop, I feel stupidly every time I write the name, does not feel like she has a chance in this match. Doudrop is just in this match to give Lynch a win on the show because she is the priority. Get rowdy at WrestleMania. Yep, I told you it was coming, so I don't care what number if Ronda Rousey, if she don't come in at 1 or 2, if she comes in at 15, you know she's gonna eliminate Bianca Belair out of the ring, or in Naomi, she's gonna be the last one standing in the ring when all these women get eliminated over the top rope. And she going right straight to WrestleMania. I'm just telling you what's gonna be happening tomorrow because I will be back at 2 a.m. to review the Raw Rumble show. So get ready for that. So don't say I told you so. We all know going into this match that Doudrop has zero chance of winning the title here. Doudrop in the match, so we don't have other Bianca Belair or Leah Morgan match here and get us a triple threat match at WrestleMania because Becky will make Doudrop look as fundamental in defeating this could perhaps begin about the end of the Doudrop and the return of Piper Niven. So this is the most obvious match on the card in terms of prediction as results where they could have Doudrop win to a shocking in the world. It's not like she push a babyface that the fans want to see when fans is probably going to cheer for um, Lynch more even through she a cocky heel champion, they probably get a 10 or 15 minutes, and Lynch is always going to have a good match if she gets time to tell a story. Doudrop will probably come closer to winning a few times, but Lynch should win, and it should be clean too. Yeah, I'm going with Becky. So the 30 women Royal Rumble match: Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Bianca, Liv, Naomi, Rhea, Nikki Ash, Brie. Selena, Lita, Michelle McCool, Kelly, Dana Brooke, Natalia, Mickey James, Tamina, Shayna Baszler, Summer Rae, Aaliyah, Shotzi Blackheart, and more. So there is a lot of, you know, STALGIA nitrous in this match. Is a lot of what which was announced in advance is can take a lot of, but away from these surprises, a surprise. But I guess it makes sense to get more eyes on the show. It's awesome to see great like Lita coming back to Triangle with today's stars. I don't think she will win the Royal Rumble, but I could see Lita in a big time Mania match this year. It was reported that Ronda Rousey will be making her return here, and it feels like that is going to be what happened. It will be nice to have her back because Rousey will make everything she did for a ligament. I honest feel like this year has the priority to be a standing out in history just from the start. Paul, in it, I will be interested to see how it all play out. I will be seeing all of that. So wrestling the youngest Rhea Ripley must eliminate Bianca. Charlotte Lita and Rhea Ripley and Ronda Rousey. Look, the winner would be Ronda Rousey, but Ronda is in it. There is no way she is not winning it. Yeah, I already got it. I already know she is gonna be winning. So I am in tree. I am in TRIGUED intriguement to a dangers about this match. My instant level dropping a bit when I heard the news that Ronda Rousey might be in the Royal Rumble. But if I am still interested to see how it goes, I think Bianca and Liv Morgan have standout performers. I believe Sonya Deville will screw them up. I am glad to see Mickey James in the Royal Rumble. I am not going to SPECULATE suspect on some prizes other than Ronda Rousey, but hopefully it's good rather than change my pick. I am going to stick to my get grit on this one and say come Charlotte eliminated Ronda and Becky eliminated Charlotte to win. I mean Bianca eliminate Charlotte to win. So to date, 21 names have been announced to participate in the match with the said nice nine more sports leagues room for for a lot of unannounced names a face to be a part of the match. One of those surprises eventually is the Q and Impact Knockout Champion Mickey James. Rather, her entry into the match is because of how her this part truly from the company was hailing for a means of putting history behind them and a show of goodwill. Her part in the match should be celebrated. Celebrating fans can also expect her inclusion in this match to be very surprised. One of the most interesting selling point recently of the competition was advancing some of those legends where you believe Summer Rae is a WWE legend or not in the great grandest attending as good or bad having people talking about her and the event in safely is safely unautomated for the finally as the WWE we motivate early there are nine names announced for this match, leaving it open for Ding Dong, former SmackDown Women's Champ Bayley to make her return to the company. Is Bayley return? The fans are likely uh, a part important and looking forward to in this match. Bayley probably gonna get off in the Royal Rumble, but she really don't need to win it. Because Charlotte, you got Rhea Ripley or Shayna Baszler, Final Four, Bianca Belair, Charlotte, and Bayley and Lita. So these matches will have something I mean, special Charlotte Flair, and absolutely can't stand to see her constantly begin in the title picture. That's not the case here. She has done something I always dreamed a championship would do, either in the match as champions and announcing her own challenge. If she wins that alone, make me want her to win. It would be a refreshing change, and whoever Charlotte Dream wrote and challenged her would instead be seen as a big deal. Because as the other happened is break those down in points. Tamina will be tossed giants into the Rose spot that will cause people to fly backwards. Sally, she won't eliminate anyone by doing this, even though it will be a funny it should do. Sasha Banks will pull a John Cena in her as the mystery 30 event. Bianca will be in the ENDURAC exchange spot by will try to redeem herself following her loss on to be eliminated by Sasha. Look, Sasha ain't gonna be there in the Royal Rumble. All three of NXT Trust Attraction will show up in the Dynamics for a while. Trish Stratus will make his appearance only to be eliminated by Mickey James. Leah Morgan will be in the underdog position that will make it to the final four and be the Baron Corbin of happy hope that Sally gets eliminated. Leah and Charlotte, Sasha, and Bianca Belair. Look, Charlotte ain't winning. Because I'm still sticking with Ronda Rousey. So for as usual, I I hate mixed tag team matches, but absolutely I love the Royal Rumble even since I saw Hacksaw Jim Duggan win the first Rumble when I was 7 years old. Have been hacking when WWE announced that they were going to start having a women's Royal Rumble match following years back. I was excited that this was the Royal Rumble is no different because I am excited, um, but wish that so many of participants surprise were not announced ahead of time. But I also wish that the rumors of Ronda Rousey's approach did not link as well. I now fully expect Rousey to be number 30 in the Royal Rumble and win that. And we get this match: Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Ashley for the WWE champion. So this is a match a lot of fans have been waiting to see. Both guys are light grade, ultra AMAGEUR ultra wrestlers, and having both been stars in this in Destiny. Ashley won't always to reinvent himself for a while, but he has been on the best run of his career since coming back, and I find him to be entertaining as even the same goes for Brock, who seemed to be, dare I say, having a good time. It has been a well since we have a good time. It has been a while since we have since this match personally for the best in CARNAT in Carrollton, but it is a nice change of pace. I feel like the play as many is going to be Lesnar versus Reigns, and since Lesnar won the WWE title due to a last minute criticism, he can lose it here. They can plays my head of how the Royal Rumble come out, but sometimes being premises isn't the worst thing in the world. So winning the new WWE champ, Bobby Ashley, been looking forward to this match for years. It is one of the fewest ligament dream match that left WWE current WWE talent is we got Motor Brock. The should be an all-time class. I am glad that Bobby Act is getting this match since that is one of the main event reason he come back to WWE in 2008. I think this will be a great match, but in the end, I can't see them giving Lesnar the belt just to take it off of him. There 3 weeks later. Well, the building has feet very even on their part of Lashley and Lesnar. Their match itself can be very surprising. Often, Lesnar, the match itself can be very surprising. Often, considering a match many fans have called fantasy booking is actually come true. The past week on Raw, disappointment chain between Lesnar and Lesnar, a part of the weight in well is Lesnar in the face role actually dismissive of Lesnar and has a competition. Lesnar don't do any favors by nothing result of responsible and assassinating himself doing that he change. So Bobby, who is something that will granted he in lead Lent for Lesnar and all the credit to both MVP and Paul Heyman playing the roles that two of them have in the feud as well. How Ashley available to evaluate himself on the microphone to put Lesnar in his place been a disappointment. Yes, a promo on everyone stronger shit, but shirt, but I am this instead of something had a tripping point of these matches didn't in Lesnar favor. Lesnar could beat down on Alex and Benjamin, and he likes to show just what he can do, but it just wasn't easy to convince fans to see this in a quick matchup between Lesnar and Ashley. You see with Lesnar, with him winning, this is a harness to God dream match. This should been saved for WrestleMania that we get a few months early. You couldn't ask for two better matches opportunity. Both of them incredible notchers. Actually, they both have successful MMA careers. Ashley has been protected as the indecisible monster will actually have been dominant in Destructive in his only right over the past few years. This going to be ultimate mayhem in Tremendos. Tournaments example of irresistible forcement in movable objectives, both who will have their hands raised in the end. So neither man this would be the most brutal of unhanging match on the card. Lesnar and Nash will go down incredible lengthen to destroy each other. MMA holds will be used in one of our both men's will go through the announce table. Lesnar will try to break Lesnar arm with the Kimura Kimmo. More than once, will Lesnar will lock Lesnar and the hurt lock Lesnar and then anyone else only for Lashley to still keep going in the end. Both of them will do some kind of killing bumps like as spear through the barricade and suplex from the apron to the floor. Something of the um, not I mean entrance ramp, as in the referee will be forced to start counting near man will get up and Lesnar will retain his title. Technically, Lesnar will be able to claim rightful that he never lost and will get a rematch if the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. February will be in some crazy stipulation match in which there will have to be a clean winner. Yeah, it really do. Because right now, whether you have Roman Reigns interfere or whether Paul Heyman turns on him to help Bobby Ashley win that WWE championship. So wrestling is at the best when it's believable, and there are not two more believable wrestlers right now than Bobby Ashley and Bobby Ashley and Lesnar and Ashley has been a dream match for a lot of fans for years, and I am excited that it is a feeling happen. I expect those two to have a great old fashioned host fighting and that could predict still the wire show as who wins. I expect either Lesnar or Roman Reigns to not leave the Rumble with the title. I will predict, however, that Lesnar doesn't successfully defend his title at the great match. So the winner is Brock Lesnar. This is one of the few dream matches left in WWE. Lesnar has been competent. Lesnar, Vario Vesna pointing in the career. Both have a similar career path crossing over from wrestling to MMA. Both have similar style and should be a really good match. This only disappointment have has both been the limited excuse me. Excuse me. Because I had got a little distracted, it jumped off, so shit. Because it had jumped off. because yeah, because I said that because Lesnar has because because it jumped out, so because I said because it had jumped all off because I even must said that it's gonna be because I said that because I said let me read I said this is one of the few dream matches left in WWE. Lesnar has been carping to Lesnar Barous Brosnan point in his career. Both have a similar career of crossing over from wrestling to MMA. Both have a similar style. Should be a really good match. The only disappointment have been in the then have similar styles and should be a really good match. The only disappointment have been the limited promos battling between MVP and Paul Heyman. Those should have been factoring fantasy as for the action matches. I think Lesnar will retain the title. Lesnar Reigns does not need to have a title involved this positive, whatever Vince think it will be a top match at WrestleMania, regardless. Lesnar retaining and taking the the title to SmackDown makes some sense. I just feel bad for Lesnar. So this is just could headline in any WWE pay-per-view this year, and it's absolutely a dream match for a lot of us. I know it's a dream match for Lesnar, who has talking about where to face Lesnar for many years. I am a big fan of both guys. The vision of Lesnar has been a lot of fans because he is showing more presently. He changed up his light look with the hairstyle as well as the clothes he wear, and I think it's been a smart move. It will be cool to see them to some mad wrestling through a lot of suplexes and also make it look like a MMA fight at times. They are to do who weight over 260 pounds that have enlightenment, credible, and are great pro wrestling as well. I have a feeling that they are going to do something where Lesnar get into some short south of comforting with Roman Reigns before both of their matches. This match will go out first. Reigns will try to cause Lesnar to win, but Reigns will mess up and Lesnar will get the win. Well, Lesnar can complain that it wasn't fair, that can do, and Lesnar and National rematch at Extreme. Elimination that like a street fight that can allow them to borrow more. Go with Lesnar. So we get the WWE Universal Championship match: Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Reigns has been great in his time as a champion. It only a matter of time until he hang a babyface turn. You can hear some support from him in the crowd, so it seems the process is already underway. Rollins is a great has been doing good work defensively. This new person, I hate they added Frank freaking to his name, but I think he has a good issue to overcome. This has a main event feeling to do, even though I do think they overcome it. Is prediction that Range is going to lose the title eventually, but I don't think it be here. Look, I'm sticking with Range. So other matches that has been looking forward to for a way a where I think they have faced before, but it been over 4 years now, so I have the feeling fresh for the rumors was Seth Rollins was super paused to win the WWE title at day one before Roman come down and with COVID-19 leading to WWE pirate voting to Lesnar winning the WWE title that night. Maybe they currency things here. I am 99 confident in Brock Lesnar versus Roman at WrestleMania. I don't see it begin a title for title, so that means one of them is to lose their title before that show. I think the end up bringing Roman Reigns because Brock Lesnar doesn't have 3 weeks title reign. So winner and new Universe champion Seth Rollins, if any two man have had a history with others on the roster, it is Roman Reigns and Seth freaking Rollins from their time together. It's the shield to their rivalry after the facts split those two know each other very well with two heels faction on other they unconfident booking on the match does lead itself to some answering scramblings. Rollins have offered a boost about how he has had Roman numbers, so this match is just an example how he could use their history against one other to put play itself out here as well. With the Usos begin banning from Reigns' side, Reigns doesn't leave it open to prove Rollins wrong and underestimate defending and retain the Universe Champion Reigns Championship. Reigns has history making and he in doing so the questions about who become the one to eventually destinate him for the title is asking, will this to be cause of Reigns feeling prove Rollins wrong or Rollins once again prove that he has Reigns number? So what is happening or not what are liking to get out of it is incredible splitting matches between those two. However, those times we believe Reigns will finally get the better of Rollins. Look, I'm going with Reigns. Even after 514 plus days, it's still not the right time for Reigns to lose his title. Rollins can come up with all the shenanigan tricks like promote, promise to bring the Universal title to Raw and flash his ass eating, gain all he want. They won't save him. Reigns is a simple better than him at the point, and now that Reigns has surpassed his Lesnar record as champion, he was feathering reason to work hard to win. He do what it takes to win as he has done before and will retain his title once again if the match goes before the man's Royal Rumble that is added INT RINGU entering to the match. Rollins come all the way from Raw to challenge Reigns and still lose the mystery of Reigns. Next challenge will add other levels of entry into both the Rumble match and Spook sequencing episode of SmackDown. So yeah. So the only problem through it has this match will be Structured Strawberry range is a clear as a hill. So it Rollins he never had his moment where he established himself as a guy to cheer for that, leaving the live audience without a clear favorite can see the Usos helping range, even though they are banning from ringside, but they cost Rollins a surpassing light, which won't make sense. Give us a unhinged personal of later. I'm going with range. 30 mans in the Royal Rumble. Big E and AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Really No Much, Chad Gable, Otis, Darth Ziggler, Robert Roode, Damian Priest, Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Kobe Kingston, Happy Corbin. Kevin Owens, Kobe Kingston, Happy Corbin, Mad Cost Sheamus, and Andrew Dawkins, and Montez Ford, Rey Mysterio, Dawkins, and Austin Theory. So this has a few stars from the past. The women Rumble match. I do like the collection of talent here. I feel like this could be a breakout moment for us. Some of them. You have some veterans talent like Orton, Sheamus, and Styles both. But most of those matches consist of guys that have been stars over the last couple of years. I also think some NXT guys are going to be in the most notable NXT champ. Braun Breaker, he could benefit from a strong show here, and I think he is going to have once the will be a good match from the youngest guys, and I believe some of like Austin Theory has a chance to rise his stock with a solid out in here, but I don't think that Lesnar will add at the last minute to do to a loss his match and will ultimately find his way into a mania main event. This one should be fun. AJ Styles eliminate Austin, eliminate Most, eliminate Damian Priest, Brock Lesnar, Austin Theory, and the winner is Brock Lesnar. After Ronda Rousey news, I can't honey, so I am answering the man's Royal Room. It seemed to be more wide open as far as we win. I think we may see some surprises. I am excited to see. But you know what, though? Much like the Royal Rumble match, there was eight surprises in the Royal Rumble, still not listed from these, not listed several surprises from talent outside of the company, return of previous involvement in the company or instant possibility where the names that were involved in the company in the past are such as Bubba Ray, Dudley, Mark Henry, rumors, Cody Rhodes, John Marshall, who is actually approached and just as a fan, much as a fan could, this is the other instead where we have the findable door open, like in the women's Royal Rumble match. Who could hope so from a fan perspective? In clean involvement, John Knoxville as much of the with a perceptible for his upcoming Jackass film. It is beginning feature in this match. Nothing much show to be expected about his in classroom. However, those already motive is also alternative Big E for like Big E could have do over on his run as the WWE Universe Champion. He ran was met a series of single loss and sadly lost the WWE Champion. If any contestant in the match deserved the opportunity to show what he can do in ligament from a WWE champion would be AJ Styles eliminate Damian Priest, Austin Theory, and Big E and AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. The winner is Big E. What has been the Royal Rumble? Look, I mean WrestleMania. You see, it gotta be. I'm going with Big E, so we just have to see. So coming tomorrow night, make sure you here to comment, and we will be here at 2 a.m. start tomorrow. So good night.